Right. So I don't know if some of you might have seen this, but one of the things we invited people who registered for GLOSAIC to do was submit their own open source AI demo, and we put those submissions to a vote. And the top 3 or 4 were selected to be able to present alongside all of these amazing builders and founders today. So I'm gonna queue up one of those next. This is from Michael Anthony. The company and product is called AI for Privacy. And Michael's actually here live in the chat. So again, similar to what we just did with Freddie, if you have questions while we're going through this, you can drop them there and he will answer them as we go. So without further ado, let me share that demo. Give me one sec. I promise I will get better at this by the end of the day.
Thanks a lot for voting for AI for Privacy to be the first demo at the first global open source AI conference for developers. Today we're going to be doing a deep dive into PI Masking 1 million, which is our biggest open source release yet. So what is PI Masking 1 million? Well, it's a collection that lives on Hugging Faces, which is considered of spaces, models, and data sets. And AI for Privacy releases these kinds of data set 6 times over. We have 700,000 downloads across all these different assets. So what is PI masking? So PI masking is, for example, imagine you have a string like, hi, I am Michael from AI for Privacy. There's 2 personal informations, Michael and AI for Privacy. And remove that to turn it to, hi, I am PI1 from PI2. And basically, this is useful into practical use cases. For example, imagine you have a sample customer email. You get this complaint. You want to anonymize things before you share it with other departments because you're the person on accounts, but the developers don't have to know all the personal information associated with this person because your privacy exposure just increases by a lot. Or another system might be, for example, a document that you might include inside of fine-tuning LLM or a RAG-based system LLM. You want to remove that personal information, so it might be put into the context of the LLM, but it's removed from the start, so your privacy risk reduces. So this is sort of a demo. It runs 100% locally. Now I'm going to go into our data sets, which our data sets is basically what powers all of this. So we released 6 times over the world's largest privacy open data sets, and everything in here is synthetic, so there is no personal information. We have a very complicated synthetic pipeline to prove this, that none of this information is, actually anyone real, but it's all synthetic in different cases and different scenarios. We have privacy linguists checking this. So it's available in 10 languages, 8 languages, 12 jurisdictions. It's 500,000 examples, and previously we released different examples. There's different label sets, there's different permissions associated with these data sets, and we're basically trying to prove really that these models work for going through bigger and bigger and bigger examples. Now let's look at also our Python library, which is most used by data scientists, and that means you can simply install with pip, install AI for Privacy, and with 2 lines of code you can anonymize text. It's super accessible, especially for short English text. So this is our latest release, and we're quite excited to announce we're going into more spaces. So please, contact me if this sounds like an interesting use case for you. And I'm going to open up the floor to any questions. And I'll answer the first question, which is, what is this? This is my hugging face, by the way.
Amazing. I love that. Let me add Michael here. Michael, welcome.
Hello, Becca. Very nice to see you.
Nice to see you too. Love your background.
Yeah, just in virtual nature.
Great demo. Such a useful product, frankly. I've been thinking about it a lot this week, actually, because I feel like different use cases have popped up for me personally as well. We had one question from the audience asking about if you can run it without uploading data with PII to your server. Thoughts?
Well, yeah, I think that's a great one. So the models and the data sets, a lot of them are completely open source.
So thanks to the Transformers library from Hugging Face, you can just download the model and run it locally. As a matter of fact, the demo that was in the at the start of the video, it basically downloads like a large language model directly in your browser and infers directly in your browser. And I think that's really important for our use case because if you're not going to trust a third party with personal information, why would you trust us, right? So it runs directly on your computer, and that's sort of why open source is also like a big strategy for us. So if it's going to be deployed locally, we might as well make the most out of it and open source it too.
Awesome. Wow, timing was perfect. Thank you so much for joining today from across the pond. This is like a great example of why we call this global open source AI conference. So thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
Oh, I see Xenova's in the chat. Thanks a lot for Transformers JS, by the way. Awesome stuff, yeah.
Awesome. Have a good one.